Stepping into the whirlwind of fatherhood is an exhilarating journey that defies any one size fits all approach. There is no such thing as a universal guide to being a dad. Each child is a unique universe demanding personalized care and guidance. As fathers, we strive to navigate this ever changing terrain, making choices that are going to shape their futures forever. And it's hard because as they grow and change, like everything is, all the targets are moving constantly. It's insane. And any dad listening knows exactly what I'm talking about. But amidst this chaos, there are essential threads that bind us together as dads, guiding us through the toughest moments with love and wisdom. And in today's episode, I want to share with you, while there is no universal way to parent any child, even in the same household, there are some consistent things that all dads need to practice with their kids. So let's get into it. Here's the $1,000,000 question. How do men like us reach our full potential, grow into the men we dream of being, while taking care of our responsibilities, working, being good husbands, fathers, and still take care of ourselves? Well, that's the big question. In this podcast, we'll help you answer those questions and more. My name is Brent, and welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast. Welcome to the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for all things man. A big shout out to Fallible Nation. That's our private community. And if you'd like to know more about that, there's links down in the description of whatever platform you're on. And a warm welcome to our first time listeners. Hey, thanks for checking us out. It means a lot that you're giving us a chance, and I hope you enjoy the episode and get something out of it. My name is Brent, and I am the Fallible Man. Now, fatherhood is a dynamic adventure, and there's no single perfect path because each child is a universe unto themselves. We're challenged to interact, discipline, talk to, encourage, and support our children in entirely different ways, even within the same household and family. I have 2 daughters, and how I interact with each one of them has to be modified massively because they have such distinct individual personalities and needs, ways of communicating, ways of showing affection and feeling affection. If you have multiple kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about here, right? So finding that one universal thing just isn't really a possibility. Now, embracing the fact that our kids are one-of-a-kind, unique beings, we must seek to be the best fathers we can, knowing that there's not a universal rulebook to follow for that perfect dad. However, in this episode, I want to suggest that there are 4 things that are universal across any child that you're taking care of and loving. As a father, as a parent, there are 4 things that are actually absolutely universal needs for all children. And it's some of the things that as fathers, we're a little more uncomfortable with how to, not so much even the idea, just the execution sometimes. And I wish I could tell you there's a perfect way to execute these concepts, but there's not, right? We go back to the whole one-of-a-kind child thing. But there are 4 things that every child needs from you as a father. The first one is to parent with perspective. Not your perspective, their perspective. Now, I know all of our kids want to tell us how we should be parenting them, and they're wrong, I promise. However, it's easy to overlook our children's thoughts and observations, assuming that they share the same knowledge and experience we do, right? We get into this tribal knowledge mindset based on us, our perspective. However, we got to pause and recognize that what we may see as obvious or apparent to us could be a brand new revelation for our children. Remember, we had to learn all of this at one point, and a lot of us don't even remember learning these things because they're things that you learn just by living life. So embrace their insights and their ideas, their news with their genuine interest, and experience it together. Take the time to help them learn and process it. I know I've been really guilty of this as a parent, way more than I would like to admit on this very public broadcast. But this is something that I struggle with as a parent, as my child will come and tell me something that I'm just like, duh. Yeah, everybody knows that. No, they don't. They're experiencing it for the first time. We all had a first time for every piece of information that we processed. And kids often come to us and we look at it with our perspective and our experience and our knowledge base as parents and go, oh, yeah, duh. Well, that's not the right response. We may not say duh, and maybe you're too old or too young to say duh, and it's not cool anymore. But we all have those moments where we look at something our children are telling us, and we look at it from our perspective and knowledge and wisdom and experience, and don't realize this is new for them. Validating that new experience and embracing that with them, going through that with them, is an absolutely incredible opportunity. And it makes them feel small when we blow it off as something they should already know, even though it's new for them. Number 2, create a space for their concerns and fears. We live in an incredibly different age than a lot of us who are now parents grew up in. Even if you are very new to parenting, right? Let's say in your low 20s and you have kids, right? Your kids are growing up in a different world even than you. The world is moving in an immensely incredible, fast rate. Technology is growing faster and faster. Our kids are more perceptive and aware of the challenges we face in our lives and families than we ever give them credit for. My daughters like to joke because there's a line in the movie The Meg in which the little child in the movie, I won't be giving you spoilers, says 8-year-olds hear everything. Well, it's true. It's crucial to acknowledge and validate their concerns in an age-appropriate manner. By providing a safe forum for them to express their worries, and we start to foster that trust and openness that will help them in later years, allowing them to navigate through emotional and mental stress with our support. That may look very different from child to child. I can do that with my oldest daughter because she likes to go fishing. So when we go fish, that's when I get to have these conversations with her and address concerns that she's experiencing. Because guess what? She's seen everything that's happening in our family. She's seen everything that's happening in our lives. And a lot of times we tell kids not to worry about it. Well, we have more childhood stress issues than ever in history. No time in history have we had this many stress-related mental, emotional, and physical ailments affecting children than we do now, because kids are in tune with it. They see what's happening in the world. The more media they get a hold of, the more media-driven world they live in, the more they see, and they pick up on all your stress, all of the frustrations, all the problems happening in your life. So give them a place to appropriately address it. Now, obviously, if you're having major difficulties between you and your spouse, you're not, and your 6-year-old or your 8-year-old is like, are you and mommy fighting? Answer that age appropriately, of course, but don't blow them off. If you have other struggles in the household, don't blow them off. Your kids are seeing it. Give them a forum, a way that they can express their concerns about it and acknowledge that, and then handle it in an age-appropriate manner. But you can't just shut it off. That is damaging to the child. Number 3, create a safe recourse for their actions. Mistakes and bad choices are an inevitable part of growing up. Instead of harshly punishing our children for their errors, we should create an environment that encourages them to take responsibility and learn from their missteps. By offering a safe recourse to admit their mistakes, we teach them the value of honesty and self-identification. Now, I'm not saying don't discipline your kids. That would be stupid. Please don't be that parent, because I know they exist. I absolutely believe in disciplining your children. I also believe in disciplining them differently when the child comes forward and says, I did this, knowing that they're in the wrong or knowing that they're going to get in trouble, versus children who try to hide it from their parents or who try to blow it off, or even worse, they lie about it. For my kids, that's a bigger mistake in our household than whatever they did, is trying to lie to me about it. So open up, okay? Your parents, they made mistakes and bad choices. You made mistakes and bad choices, and your kids are gonna make mistakes and bad choices and have lapses in judgment. And guess what? Their kids will too. So give them an outlet. I think a lot of people have seen there's a clip that goes around on like Instagram and Facebook, and it talks about, my dad gave me a note that said, keep this because one day you're going to do something and I'm going to be very angry about it. And I won't be necessarily reasonable. Keep this as a get out of jail free card because when you show this to me, I will know that I need to calm down and listen to what you have to say and reevaluate the situation. That may be the right choice for your child. I don't know. It may not be. It depends on their age, depends on what's going on in their life. But create a space for your children to be able to own their actions and let them know there is discipline, but the discipline for owning their actions is far less severe than the discipline for trying to hide from their actions. Give them that opportunity to be better people. Number 4, never stop expressing your love. Love is the bedrock of parenting. Each child experiences love differently. And as fathers, we must attune ourselves to their individual love languages. Love languages are something we talk about a lot on the channel because they're the bedrock of any relationship. They really are. Understanding that in a friendship, a romantic relationship, or as a parent, about that child or about that person gives you a lot of insight into how to appropriately connect and relate with them. Being unconditionally loving and affectionate with your children is going to cause some embarrassment for your kids at times. So be that parent. Be that parent that says, I love you in front of their friends. Not to embarrass them, but because you want them to never, ever, ever question it. It will leave an enduring impact on their lives. Yeah, it will be awkward at moments through their lives. I love those scenes in movies. I always like to blow those up. Where the parent's like, I love you, Dad. I love you, son. And he's like, Dad, don't say that here, right? They always crack me up. Be that parent. Never stop expressing your love. Being their unwavering supporter will help them flourish and succeed in all aspects of their life going forward. But never, ever, ever let them wonder. And never stop expressing love to your children. It will give them an edge going forward that is just incredibly powerful for the rest of their lives. Now, as fathers, we embark on this extraordinary journey filled with all these crazy challenges and uncertainties. The fact that there's no one-size-fits-all guide to being a dad. But by embracing your children's uniqueness, by nurturing them with love, understanding, support, we can become pillars of strength and wisdom that they need us to be. I absolutely endorse discipline. I absolutely endorse boundaries. I absolutely endorse direction because kids need direction. But don't forget these softer points of parenting in your approach because all children need these 4 things. Let's cherish this adventure. Knowing every day gives us an incredible opportunity to shape our children's lives and leave a legacy of love that will endure for generations to come. The way you parent your children will either be the foundation for how they parent their children, or it'll be the foundation for how they never will treat their children. And I hope you decide on the right one of that. Now, guys, it is the Friday show, so I like to read a listener review because those do so much for us, and I'm just so grateful for each one. So this one is from David from the United Kingdom. React and respond. What a great episode. 5-star review. Some important thoughts in this episode. I couldn't help but be reminded of workplace arguments and how much more productive a conversation is generally when you listen in order to hear and absorb instead of just waiting for your turn to talk. Really enjoyed this one. We'll be tuning in for more. Thanks, David. Thanks for taking the time to share with us. It means a lot when you guys leave these, and it helps us to reach more men as the show continues to grow. And you guys are 100% responsible for that. You guys are growing this show by sharing this with your friends, and we're so grateful for that by doing things like leaving this review. Guys, being a father is incredibly exhilarating. It's powerful. It's confusing. It's a little crazy, and it's a lot difficult, but it's absolutely one of the most rewarding things you will do in your life. Be the dad that your kid just can't get enough of. That's what we all want. There's nothing more exhilarating as a father than that scream of daddy as you come through the door because they can't wait to see you. Be that dad. You have it in you to to be that great father. I believe in you. Your kids love you and they need you to show up every day as the best dad you can. And you're well on your way. I know it because you wouldn't be looking for answers here otherwise. Not because I got the perfect answers, but because you are putting in the effort to be a great dad and continue learning. Be better tomorrow because of what you do today, and we'll see you in the next one.
This has been the Fallible Man Podcast, your home for everything man, husband, and father. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a show. Head over to www.thefallibleman.com for more content and get your own Fallible Man gear.